Hey guys, how's it going? Just wanted to do a little vlog talking about something that's just been going on in my head, and I think it's a long overdue conversation that I've been wanting to do, for a little bit now. So, um, basically, 2015 is going to be a year of change, all right? And I don't like change. I'm one of those people who I like a consistent, a consistent straight line of just events and stuff unfolding. If something's coming up, I want to plan for it. I like to plan for stuff, and I don't like to spontaneously do things. Some people just like to spontaneously do things, but I'm not like that. I like to have a schedule. I like to do things in order, and everything just has to be on a straight line, all right? And so, what I wanted to talk about, I almost lost my train of thought there. What I want to talk about is that 2015, in terms of really, it's a personal change, but it's also somewhat affecting the channel. It's not a change in the format of the content. There may be a change in the amount of content. All right, but I'm still. This is stuff. I think this is something that I need to do for myself because of responsibility reasons, basically. I purchased a lot of games. Everyone knows this. I purchased 10 games probably so far. I think I counted 10. 10 games so far this year alone. Probably nine or 10 games around there. All right, just this year alone, and I pretty much got everything on release. Um, but I'm looking back at the first half of the year, and I'm saying to myself, if I knew everything I knew now from playing the game and from researching the game, if I knew everything I knew now, would I go back and would I do the same thing? And when it came down to it, there were only 5 games out of the 10 or so that I purchased that I would actually buy again on release if I had the second chance. So, and those 5 games would be Thief, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, Wolfenstein: The New Order, Watch Dogs, and Sniper Elite 3. Those are the only 5 games that I would honestly have purchased on release if I could go back and I could do it again. And it's not because it's really, when it comes down to it, it's really because the value of the games today, are yes, they're cheaper than they've ever been before when you adjust everything towards inflation and stuff. But there's a lot of games that just kind of copy and paste, and they slap a number on the box, and then they kind of resell the game. And you know what those games are. But when it comes down to it, I I'm a rarity in terms of people on YouTube who purchase games. When it comes to me purchasing games, this year, and basically this whole year, I'm going to be purchasing practically everything on release. There's a few of them that I just can't be bothered to purchase on release. I will get eventually, but I'm not spending $60 on them. And, you know, it's only a few of them. But for the most part, 85% of games that are coming out, I'm purchasing them on release. And, someone my age, that may be surprising because you're like, well, I mean, yes, obviously as a job to pay for all this stuff, but what about all these extra payments? Don't you have like expenses and stuff that you have to, take care of and other responsibilities? And that's the thing. I really don't. The only thing I pay for in terms of expenses out there is $100 a month for my insurance, which my parents pay the rest of it, right? So I pay like half of what my insurance actually costs, and I'm trying to think of something else. Oh, gas in my car. It's like $60 every 3 weeks or so, and that's pretty much it. So it's like I don't make a lot of purchases and stuff. Minor car repairs, it's like an oil change or whatever. Sure, I'll take care of that. But for the most part, the expensive expenses in my life are already paid for, and that's something I'm extremely grateful for, and that's why I can really purchase a lot of games because I have all this cash. Well, not all this cash, but I have a good amount of cash that I can just use to spend on whatever. And because of what I do here on YouTube, and because of how much I am a gamer, it's really it really just makes sense to say, okay, well, I'll just purchase this. You know, I'll purchase Infamous, Titanfall, and Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, and Thief, Castlevania, Legend of Shadow 2, The Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, don't forget Wolfenstein, Watch Dogs, Murdered, and Sniper Elite 3. And, you know, why not throw in a couple indie titles there and whatnot? And that's just... I can do that, you know? But at the same time, it's very irresponsible. And it is. I'm not going to try and say it's not, because it is very irresponsible, because many will think that I am throwing my money away. I know my parents think I throw my money away when I throw it at games. They're like, why don't you just do GameFly or whatever? But the thing is, I like building a collection. You know, GameFly was great, and I used it for a year or two. And, you know, I was able to play the majority of games, and it helps out a lot when you're younger. When you're younger and you don't have a job, you get on that, and you will be able to play all the games you want on release, or most of them on release. And, you know, you'll be able to play like a lot of games. So it really helped me out when I was younger. But as I started to get a job, and as I started to make money, and as I started to, you know, realize I didn't want to pay for, you know, GameFly just to rent games. I wanted to purchase them, and I wanted to build a collection. I have 150 plus games just from the last generation, and I like that. I like having all those games. I like looking at them as they're set up, and I just like having the collection. It's just me. Some people don't care. All right, some people just don't care about collecting stuff. They just want to play the game, and then that's it. And it holds no sentimental value at all to them. And but for me, I just like building a collection. And I'm very thankful that I didn't decide to just trade in all my games at GameStop like I was thinking of way back last year. You know, I do like building a collection. And what I realize is that I spend way too much on video games. Let's just think about how many games I purchased this year. This is how much I'm going to be purchased, or this is how much I'm probably be spending on games this year. How much have come out? There's Thief, Titanfall, Ground Zeroes. Let's say a rough estimate of what? 20 games, alright? That's 20 times 60. Alright? 20 times 60, that's already $1,200. Alright? Plus tax. You probably want to add another $300 for tax. Well, no, 20 plus. What's 60, or no, 5 times 20. No, 5 times 20 is 100. Never mind, it's 5. Yeah. So it'd be really $1,300. So it'd be close to $1,500 if you had the indie titles and the downloadable content and stuff just on games this year. Which is, you know, that's a lot of freaking money. I could use that money and go build a brand new beast PC if I wanted to. I can go buy a ticket to E3, you know, with that cash. And I realized that I need to seriously sit down and you know, and stop this, because I'm very good at managing my money, and this is why I can purchase all the games on release that I want. This is why I can purchase 2 brand new consoles on release as well. So I'm good at managing my money. It's not a concern of, oh, I'm just gonna soon spend all my money and, you know, I won't have any money left over. I'm good at managing my money. It's just that the goal eventually for me is to not make a living off YouTube, but for YouTube to pay for itself. It would be so nice if I can just make videos and YouTube can pay for the games and everything game-related that I have expenses for. That would be nice, alright? It's not at that point yet. It possibly could be. There's just a lot more work that has to be involved into getting it at that point. So, basically 2015, I'm going to be going back to my format that I did basically in 2012, which was picking and choosing. Really, you know, I'm going to keep all the pre-orders I had for this year, alright? So I'm still going to be getting basically 6 games in October. Jeez. 6 games in October, alright? On release. Those are locked in, and I'm not changing that as well, alright? So everything that, you know, I've talked about as far as I'm getting the Destiny Ghost Edition, I'm getting the Forza Horizon 2, getting Alien, getting Middle Earth, The Evil Within, Battlefield, Assassin's Creed, Sunset Overdrive, Halo the Master Chief Collection, and Far Cry 4. That's all I'm getting for the rest of the year. I know there's The Crew, there's Call of Duty, there's Dragon Age, and there's The Sims, and there's Evolve. I'm going to be contacting publishers for review copies of those, because I'm not completely sold on them yet, but if I can get a free copy, then why not? You know, there's no harm in asking, right? But that's just a lot of games to purchase, you know, for the rest of the year. And when it comes down to it, I mean, this year alone, I would have. I mean, I'm just gonna show you guys right now because might as well, right? These are all my next gen games: Xbox One and PlayStation 4. These are just retail, you know. It's a lot of games. All right, it's a lot of games already. This is everything I own. As far as the retail copies goes, those are a lot of games. So, and like I said, not all of them I would have purchased on release, you know, again, but you know that's just what I did. So 2015, I'm gonna have to go back to picking and choosing, and you know, it doesn't mean that the content isn't gonna be as good or whatever. You know, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna play those games. What I basically have to do is I have to sit there, I have to wait for a deal to spark up, and I have to take advantage of that deal. You know, and games these days. Give it a few weeks even, and they'll mark down the price like $10. Like you can get really good deals on some of these games already. I think Sniper Elite 3 is already marked down to $40 or something like that on Amazon. So if you like know where to look and you really you have all the emails, the email ads, and everyone's telling you about good deals. You know, you can get games pretty cheap, and you can wait for them to get cheaper, and it won't take you that long. So that's what I have to be basically going back to. All the pre-orders that I have right now, I'm keeping. All right, that means that if I'm just talking about 2015, that means Batman, Dying Light, The Witcher, The Order 1886, The Division, Homefront: The Revolution. Those games I'm still getting on release. It's just I'm gonna have to pick and choose now. Obviously, I'm gonna pick. You know, there's some I'm just obviously going to get. I'm gonna get Halo 5. I'm gonna get Uncharted 4. I'm gonna get, you know, what else is coming out? I don't think people say Star Wars Battlefront is coming out in 2015. Where did you hear that? I mean, I don't think so. It may, but you know, those are just a couple games in my head that I'm getting on release. But there's just gonna be a lot of picking and choosing, and it's not gonna be how it is now, where it's like every single thing is on release. I need to stop that. You know, I'm gonna, you know, as time progresses and as I get older and there's other responsibilities that I'm gonna have to basically take hold of. Obviously, you know, the end goal is to start your own life and move out, you know, and I'm still at that point where I can, you know, or I can live comfortably at my parents, and I'm not expected to go anywhere. You know, I'm 20 years old, for God's sakes. I know some people are like, some parents are like, oh, you're 18, kick out the door, but I'm not. My parents are not like that, thankfully. So that means, but that's the the end goal is to do that. You know, of course I want a new car. You know, I want all this stuff, but it's about prioritizing as well. You know, it's like, oh, I can get a Ferrari, or I can get a really nice what's this thing cost as a Ferrari? What Ferraris? Let's not use a Ferrari, but it's like, okay, I can get this really nice expensive car. I don't know. I can get the Aston Martin 177. I'm just using an example here. This is stupid. Or I can get a nice $1.5 million house. Which one? You know? And it's all about prioritizing. And then that's really when it comes to games. Prioritizing. This is worth the price. This game's very good, and I think everyone should buy it, but at the same time, $60? This is $50, by the way, so here, let's use a better example. We'll use a good example. Here we go. Here we go. We'll use these two games, alright? This was much better than this, okay? This game was fantastic. Great 20-hour story. This game's shorter than this. It's open world. It feels the same as the last game. And it's like, it's prioritizing, you know? That's really what it comes down to. So, that's embarrassing, by the way. Open world game. This one's actually longer than this. If you play this one the correct way, and I did all the side missions, I did everything I could. Playthrough's about 15, 18 hours. Probably 15 hours in this one, really short. My playthrough was in the 20s for this one. So, I mean, it's just all about prioritizing, and you gotta learn to, do that with games. So, that's all I want to talk about, really. It's just changes. keep in mind, nothing is changing for the end of the year. I'm still going to be getting all those games on release. I'm not going to walk into my GameStop and be like, yeah, I want to cancel 7 of my pre-orders. Like, they ship bricks, you know? So I'm not going to do that. But I am going to be purchasing the rest of the games that I have pre-ordered for the rest of the year. But it's just that when I make future pre-orders, don't expect me to jump on, small budget titles. I'm trying to find a small budget title. Um, I don't want to say Murdered because Murdered was a good game, but I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be doing research basically. I'm gonna be doing a lot of research, and I'm actually gonna instead of being excited for the game to come out, which I am, I will be excited for the game, in terms of the game coming out. But at the same time, it's like I have to look at the core gameplay and I have to say, okay, well, does it play differently? Is it a new experience, or is this the exact same game with just a number slapped on the box? And most of the time, it's the exact same game with a number slapped on the box. I'm sorry if you love Infamous, then that's fine. But you cannot say that the game does not feel very similar to the last games. It does, and the value of games are subjective depending on the player. Obviously, maybe there's a person who doesn't like first-person shooters, and they think this game is not worth anything, which is a shame because it really is. But regardless, they don't like first-person shooters, and they think, oh, open world, more content. So obviously you do this, and then they really just don't do their research. But this is just me rambling, alright guys. I just want to talk about that and wanted to get it off my chest. I know it's not the best. I know for some of you it may be great. Well, it's going to be like he's going to be getting a game. My dog just barked. He's getting a game a month or a game every 2 months. It's not going to be slow like that, believe me. But it is, depending on the games that are coming out, it's going to go up and it's going to go down. It's just me prioritizing. And who knows how fast games actually get declined in price these days. I may only have to wait like 2 or 3 weeks before the game goes on sale. You can grab a really nice copy of it. And I think that's the situation that's going to be in. So that's it, guys. Changes are coming for 2015 and probably beyond. But that does not mean that I won't be playing. Like, it's just going to take a while for me to get some of the other games. But I'm still going to be working on, making the content as fun and as entertaining as possible. And there's going to be other stuff. So yeah, that's it, guys. All right. I hope you have a good day and enjoy your week. This week, this Thursday is actually my last day of summer school, so I have to study for my final and stuff, which is nice. It was a 5-week course; it's already done, which is good. I'm taking this weekend. Actually, I won't be available for the Destiny beta because I know the Destiny beta comes out on Thursday as well. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cover it on release because of the living situation. All right, I'm gonna be going to over to the other house, and I won't have my PS4 with me. Why don't you just bring your PS4? Because my PS4 is here, and I have my last-gen consoles over there, and I just don't feel like unplugging it and bringing it to the other house. Especially, the other house is a mess. Like, in terms of my room, my room has been transformed into a gamer hub, into like a general office, because there's other people need to do it for their business and stuff. So I don't have all the space. I don't have the luxury of having this nice, clean area where I can game. And so I won't be able to cover the Destiny beta on release probably. However, when I get back, as soon as I get back, I'm jumping on that, and I will be doing videos of the Destiny beta. Probably not as much as the alpha, but there will be probably a video or two on the beta itself. And also next week on Monday, I'm gonna be doing a big unboxing. All right. Special unboxing. Not so much big in size, but it's a big event for me, really. All right, I'll be unboxing a new piece of hardware, and people on Twitter probably can already guess what it is, but something I've been crying about for a few weeks now. So I'm gonna be unboxing a brand new piece of hardware, and that's on Monday. Destiny beta that week as well. And also preparing for Far Cry 4, where it's basically me and my friend playing through the Far Cry 3 co-op. That's coming the last week of July, probably the 29th on Tuesday, because that's when I have off work, and that's when I probably will be the best time to play the Far Cry 3 campaign, the Far Cry 3 co-op campaign, excuse me, with my friend. And we'll go on from there, alright guys? You'll see a channel update for August, which will detail more information, and I'll see you all basically for the unboxing next week, Destiny beta. I'm also going to be going out of town to San Francisco, not this weekend, but the weekend after that. And I'm going to be probably having a vlog scheduled to be uploaded sometime during the weekend when I'm gone. So you guys will have content. I'm going to try to keep it as spread and as entertaining as much as I can. But just, we'll see what happens, all right? Thank you all for listening. Have a great day. Let me know what your thoughts are about the changes. I hope you all understand. And, it's nothing negative, but it will be a noticeable change. And just keep in mind that it may not be as bad as it seems right now. Right now. So there's good stuff coming. All right. Have a good day, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.